I feel like the school systems were not created for everyone. And a lot of people will say that the school systems are failing, but in fact, like, they're doing exactly what they're meant to do. Like, hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today's video is going to be the top 5 reasons why we chose to homeschool our children, and really what just got us started on this homeschool life, homeschool journey. I get a lot of like DMs and questions about homeschool. I feel like it's something that's definitely becoming a little bit more normalized. So yeah, I just wanted to share kind of like our perspective and what led us to this world. If you are new around here, I am a stay-at-home mom to 2 little girls, soon to be 3, and we are high school sweethearts, my husband and I. We started our homeschool journey in 2019. This is the 3rd year that I've been homeschooling, so we've picked up a few things on our journey thus far, and I've decided to kind of share some of that here on my YouTube channel since I've been getting so many questions about it. And also, as like a full disclaimer, every homeschool family is different. Like, this is just us, our reasons, our why. Every homeschool family is so different. That's something that you will learn if you're interested in becoming a homeschool family. Everyone's reasons are different. Everyone's schedules and the way they do things are different. Like, it really cannot be generalized into just like one lump sum. But like I said, these are just our reasons. If you would like to see more homeschool content here on my channel, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up so I know you guys like the homeschool content. And also don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. And I'm just gonna kind of jump into these reasons. And you see me looking down, I'm looking at my phone. The first reason was really to just kind of preserve our daughter's innocence. I feel like there are so many things that children just get pre-exposed to now, even in preschools and kindergarten, like just in general, that once they're exposed to certain things, like there's just no taking that back. And I feel like homeschool kids in general just tend to kind of have an extended childhood because their parents do have a lot of control over what they are being exposed to. That's not to say that our children don't have friends and they're not involved in like extracurricular activities. They've been in sports since they were like, since they could walk, like 1.5. My daughters do soccer, swim, gymnastics. They are so social and they love people, but I find that when I'm present and I'm able to see who they're interacting with and how certain subjects come up, it's easier for me to tackle how to answer them and to know exactly what my kids know and what they're learning and what they're being exposed to. So that was kind of my main reason, wanting to be like the primary influence in my children's lives in their younger ages and their younger years, and just wanting to raise my own kids. I didn't want them to be gone for a big chunk of the day and just hand it over to strangers. That's just how I felt. Once we hit like that 3-year-old mark and my daughter was at an age where a lot of other children were starting to go into preschool programs and things like that, I just didn't see a need education-wise, socializing, like none of that, because I stay home. I was able to take her tons of places so she could play with little kids her age, and academically, everything that they were teaching in the preschools, I could teach her at home. Letters, numbers, shapes, colors, things like that. And most of that stuff she already knew by the time she turned 3. So that was kind of like the first reason. Second reason is so that our children can develop critical thinking skills, really just learn to think for themselves and to also have questions and not to just kind of like follow an assembly line. I feel like in public school, everything is just like one way. And my husband and I both went to public school, so we have experience with that. We know how it goes. We know kind of like, you know, you do your lesson and you do your classroom work and you have your homework, and it's all about getting a good grades in all your different subjects. And I feel like there's so much more to life than that, especially the social climate that we're in and the world of just like social media and entrepreneurship. I just feel like the times have really changed from the mentality of like, you go to school, you get good grades, you go to college and you land a good job. That's just my opinion. You know, and I didn't necessarily feel like academically sending my children to public school, which really isn't even like tailored to them. And I don't agree with everything that's being taught as far as like history and science and those subjects. Like, there's just a lot. I really wanted my children as minorities to be able to learn their true history from both of their cultures and both of their sides, and to not just like learn things in school that were kind of like watered down and dumbed down into textbooks and that are not completely accurate. That was another reason. They're obviously still very young, so we don't do a ton of like history yet, but that was definitely a concern with a lot of schools like wanting to take out certain subjects and not wanting to teach things anymore. And you know, it's just the public school system is not built for everyone. The third reason was for flexibility. With homeschool, we really have complete control over our schedule. We can do a year-round schedule, take breaks every couple months. We can follow the like typical school calendar and, you know, do like a 9-month school year. Our day-to-day schedule is much shorter than a typical school day. We can finish all of our subjects and then some within a couple of hours. And we also can kind of pick up and go on vacation whenever we need to. My husband's work schedule sometimes can be a little bit unpredictable. And if our kids were in traditional school, it would be difficult to take them out for a week or take a spur of the moment trip without them falling behind and, you know, worried about their absences and things like that. So that was something that was really important to me. I like being able to just go to the Children's Museum in the middle of the week, or take a day off from school and take them to Chuck E. Cheese or go-karting, or wherever we want to go. We get to just enjoy life together as a family, and I feel like it calls for a tighter sibling bond. If we had have sent our oldest to school or to preschool at the 3-year mark, that was a few months after her sister was born, and she would have been in school and in a program from the time her sister was born, just with them being 2 years apart, 2.5 years apart, for the majority of the day. And right now they spend their days together, they school together, they fight hard, and they love even harder. And I just feel like their bond would be completely different if they were both in school right now, or one of them was in school from the beginning of the other's life, if that makes sense. So that was also another reason to really tailor our child's education to them and to their interests and their abilities. Every child is so different. I have my 2 girls right now that are 2 years apart, and so far their homeschool journeys have been night and day. When you are in the public school system, or really any school system, you have like a 1-to-20, 1-to-30 ratio with these teachers and students. And I have so much respect for teachers because I don't know how they do it. Like, it's overwhelming, and you can't give every child that individual attention they need, and you can't necessarily go around to every single child and make sure that they get the lesson and they understand what's going on every single day. And that's unfortunately how a lot of children fall behind. So for me, my oldest, she loves math. Math is her strength. Honestly, she's pretty advanced in both math and language arts, but language arts, I have to give her an extra push. And even from having teachers, we've hired teachers to come and work with her right after I had her sister, and it was a little bit more difficult for me to give her my full attention, and I was nursing around the clock. And I personally felt, even with that, with the one-on-one attention, it was different than me actually working with her, knowing exactly what she was struggling with, what got her a little bit more engaged, when she started to just kind of like zone out. There's just this really special bond when you're able to be one-on-one with your child and teach them and kind of go through it with them. And some things you're almost like teaching yourself again, because it's been years since I've had to think about these things and open up these books and do all this stuff. So yeah, definitely for the one-on-one, and also to really tailor it towards their interests as they get older. Whatever they are showing passion for and whatever is interesting to them, we can incorporate it into their homeschool curriculum, and we get to pick and choose from so many different places and so many different resources what we teach them and how we teach it to them. We get to really just individualize their education. And I think that that's really beautiful, because in school, everybody's learning the same thing. Everyone's expected to get good grades in these same subjects and kind of follow along a certain path. And we're able to incorporate different things, different languages, different, just all different things that they're interested in and that they want to learn about. And it makes learning fun for them, and it keeps them engaged rather than making them learn things that have no value to them and they probably will never use, but it's just a part of their curriculum. So yeah, those are the reasons that we decided to homeschool initially. Those are the reasons why we are still homeschooling. And there are some other things that we could get into if you guys are interested in that. I would love to like open up the dialogue and really kind of grow more of my homeschool community here on my channel, because this is the first video I think I'm posting that is like homeschool related. So don't forget to let me know in the comments if you guys like hearing about the homeschool journey that we are on, and if you want more homeschool videos. And also do not forget to subscribe, because I have so many good videos coming your way. I have a few pregnancy videos coming soon now that I'm getting way towards the end. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.